And welcome back here to Pizza Hut in Bucyrus, Coach's Corner West. We're brought to you in part by Blythe Freedley and Todd McDougall at Freedley & Company Insurance in New Washington, Ted Coder at Monarch Body Shop in New Washington, the Ohio State University at Marion, a Big Ten education close to home, Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, Marion, Dr. Thomas M. Britton, Clubview Vision Center, Lou Ann Krebs at Rivers Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing and Signs, Route 309, across from the Marion Depot. And we have with us from Buckeye Central tonight, boys head basketball coach Tom Howell and assistant coach, your varsity assistant, correct? Mm-hmm. Chris Moyer. And Coach, we were talking a little bit off air here, off camera. Season's winding down.
Yeah, it is. It
seems like a long season, and yet it seems like it goes fast.
I always tell my wife, I said, man, everybody's eager to get going. It goes pretty fast, and then all of a sudden it gets a lull about mid-December. Then next thing you know, it's over.
Yeah.
And it's hard for the kids. It's hard for the coaches. I mean, it's not an easy season. Especially when you're struggling a little bit. I mean, it gets hard.
Sure.
But I give our kids a lot of credit. They're still grinding. We're still playing. We're still practicing hard.
Yeah. And people, they sometimes kind of tend to look at a record. I know when the Bucyrus girls, who only won a couple of games, they won, I think, 3 or 4 games, they're playing Elgin, who's won 10, and they beat them. They beat them twice. And the coach there said, he says, people look at their record. He goes, look at the league they play in. And it's the same thing for the boys. This is not, you're not playing an easy schedule.
No, the league's tough. I mean, from top to bottom. You can't, everybody's coming to play every night. And our non-league schedule's pretty tough as well. We play some pretty good competition, and we've been in a lot of games this year. I mean, we couldn't pull them out. We always find a way to, sometimes give it away, and sometimes, the other team takes it from you. But, kids are still working. That's the biggest thing, because sometimes it's hard. We're not winning. They might be looking to spring sports, but I give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, and there are times when, like you say, you do have to just tip your hat to the other team.
Yes.
Because they were better than you on that night.
That's true. We work hard to prepare our kids just to give us a chance to win. I mean, that's what coaches do, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that. And for the most part, our kids are doing what we ask them to do. We just can't. We could never get over that hump.
And I know, talking to any coach, you guys are never into moral victories. I understand that, but it's got to be, I guess, something that you've been competitive with some of the top teams in the league.
Yeah, we have, and we played Crawford Cup both times. We played Mohawk. We played Mohawk really well both times. We actually had to lead late in the games both times with those guys. We just can't finish it.
I think you told me the other night after the Bucyrus game, you've only been blown out about 3 times this year.
Yeah.
Other than that,
and that's it. I think that's a big thing. A lot of people might not see that. Well, you're still losing. I said, yeah, you're right, we are. But last year we did win more games, but we lost a lot of games with about 30 points. So now we're playing with more people, and hopefully we can just keep that going.
Sure. Now, Coach, you've been there a little bit longer than Coach Howell, so you've kind of seen the ups and the downs with the Buckeye program. How do you see things as they're coming along as far as the future? Not, as we talked about, we don't want to trash this year yet, but how does the future look?
Well, our 8th graders just won the league championship here last week. Definitely a good group of kids that are interested in competing, and this class is seniors. They were in the freshman class when I came to Buckeye, and their maturity and ability to compete, and we talk about this, we're not winning. There are no moral victories, but I tell you what, our kids come to compete, and that's where you got to start the basics, building blocks of a program is compete every night, come and play. And hopefully with this younger crew, 7th and 8th grade, with our younger underclassmen here, that we start building towards that, where we're night in, night out, we have a chance to win. And we have this year, as Coach said. I mean, we've been in a lot of games. It's just we haven't been able to get over that hump, and it's frustrating to the kids. But credit to them, they haven't checked out, which is easy to do in this point of the season.
Yeah, and you guys are sitting there kind of, I think probably basically a small school league. And so you're sort of fighting that numbers issue, but Buckeye has proven that they can do that. Obviously the girls, number one ranked in the state, working kind of with the same numbers. The boys have done it in the past, so it's possible.
And it's building it from the fourth grade, fourth grade, and getting these kids interested. We got a great group of parents that are pushing these kids and having involvement in them at the lower levels. That let's get the Buckeye Central as important as anything. We need three sport kids. We need these kids to play everything, and that's hopefully that's where we're getting back to. Is just the ability to compete and practice every day. You have to have enough depth to practice. That's a challenge at a smaller school, and always has.
Absolutely. Okay, well let's take a little break here, and we'll recognize our sponsors that keep us on the air, keep us being able to do this. Doug Luthold and Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer, Spitzer Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Kia, 1 mile east of Richland Mall, Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Frank Heinlein and Associates at Bucyrus Blades, serving worldwide markets since 1951, and Roger Brown of Winks Lock and Safe, South Poplar at West Warren Street in Bucyrus. So, Coach Howell, we talked about you're coming down the home stretch. So, what are you looking at this week and kind of beyond?
I mean, we tomorrow night we're at Gallion. Gallion, they're a pretty good basketball team.
They can score points.
They can score points, and that's something we struggle with. I mean, we do, but so it's going to be. We can get a few more stops. I think we can go in there and compete, and I think we put a good, decent plan together. Just go over there and see what can happen. Wednesday we're at Cary. A makeup from the snowstorm we had not too long ago. It won't be easy over there. I mean, they're starting to play a little bit better, and
they beat Upper Sandusky.
Yes. So no day to prepare really. We just gonna go over there and play.
But if you want to look at a bright side, they also lost to Upper Scioto Valley the next night. So, there's a give and a take there. It takes something to beat Upper Sandusky, but
yeah, that's true.
There's some chinks in the armor, perhaps.
True. And then we finish up Friday at home against Winford for the regular season. And
big county rivalry. That's always been all the county teams playing each other. Kids know each other. It's always a big game.
No, it is. It's always been. I mean, my second year at Buckeye Central, it was competitive last year, both games, and I expected to be another tight one Friday with them.
Seniors last night on their home floor. That's always an emotional thing.
Yeah, it is. It's senior night, and we've got some great seniors. We've got some kids that's got a lot of playing time. We've got a few that didn't get as much playing time as they probably like, but. Man, they come every day and they're there and they're cheering on the team.
Absolutely. And now when you're facing Winford, obviously you're facing one of the top scorers in the league with Jaron Filiator. What do you do the game plan there? I don't want you to give away bulletin board material here.
No,
but
he's a hard guard. I mean, he's a big kid that can put on the floor and shoot the three. And if you're guarding with a smaller person, he's going to take you inside and post you up. We did a decent job against him last time, and we're going to see if we can't just maybe do a few more different things and try to keep him in control a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. A player like that you can never think about in terms of shutting them out. They're probably going to get their points.
Right.
But you want to make it as hard as possible, and then not let somebody else go too.
That's true. We just got to. We've done a pretty good job on the defensive end of the floor. Almost all year. So, and just hopefully we can continue it this week.
That's what you're going to hang your hat on.
Yeah.
And most coaches will say it starts at the defensive end.
Yeah, it does.
If you don't stop the other team, it's going to be a uphill climb.
No, especially we don't. And we only average about 45 points a game. We have to play some kind of defense. And and we rebound pretty well for our size. I mean, so I think the combination of those two things is keep us in games.
And who are you going to be looking at losing as seniors?
Well, we have Aiden McDougal and Alex Caney, Damian Dean, the three Geismans, Casey Elliott, and Graham, and Logan Neese.
Okay.
They've started. I mean, we've started to make a turn here this year. I think. Like again, I know they're frustrated with not winning, but we competed. We started competing on a regular, on a every night basis. I think those 7 kids have done a lot.
It's hard for me to believe you just reeled off those names, and I played an old men's league with just about all their dads. And now here they are, graduating from high school. Yeah. So great. They were always a great group of guys up there, and I know their kids are the same. They're going to be good kids.
Oh,
They're
yes.
Buckeye kids. Those are all you just named off all Buckeye names. Those aren't a lot of programs you're going to get move-ins, transfers, whatever. That's not the case there.
Yeah,
those
that's
are all
true.
Buckeye kids.
Yeah, they're great kids. I mean, they're great, awesome kids. So I'm glad I got a chance to get to know them the last couple of years.
Okay. Well, let's take just one last break here, and then we'll wrap things up. We want to remind you that we're brought to you in part by Lee Plymouth and Brad Seibert at the Plymouth Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Gallion, Hannah Newton at Wendy's downtown Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College, Mansfield and the Crawford Success Center in Bucyrus, Vince Ponziani and Associates at Waycraft Industries, Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut, Bucyrus and Gallion, the host of our show since 1992. And the Burkhardt family at Burkhardt Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette, New Winchester Road. So we haven't talked tournament yet. That's your last vestige. You got through everything else. What do you got lined up? Tell the folks what you got lined up for next week.
Well, we get to play. We play New London.
Okay. You played them in the regular season.
Yes, we did, and we won over there. I know it's not going to be easy. I mean, they're going to come ready to play.
Especially since they still remember you, right?
Yeah, that's.
The seniors would have been what, sophomores?
Yes,
when you were
last
there,
time
right?
I was there. Yeah, so they. I mean, it's a good group of kids. I mean, I know they're going to come ready to compete. And we just got to get ready to play and lace them up and just lay it out on the floor.
Now you'll be playing what, Tuesday night?
Yeah, we play next Tuesday at 7:30. We play the second game at Crestview.
At Crestview.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Same as the girls play at Crestview also,
Yes.
except they took the bye into the finals.
Yes.
This Saturday. So okay. So and then you get that one, and then you know who's waiting for you
Yeah.
at the end of the tunnel there.
We know who we have next. We got to get that first one first, and
Well, I
we'll
know-
worry about Margaretta.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know you're not looking to them and practicing for them
Right.
yet, but at the same time, in the back of your mind,
They're good. They're good.
they're very good. Yes.
They're very good. If I'm not mistaken, the linebacker kid from Margaretta just got Division 4 District 6 Player of the Year. So, I mean, they got some other players too. So, it's not, either way, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be easy.
No,
It's
that's
never
right.
easy.
That's right. At tournament time, that's the thing. It's win or go home, and you have one glitch. And it's not just talking about your team.
Right.
Same as true on the Margaretta side. They've got to be prepared for no matter who they're going to be facing. Because,
that's true.
Even though I think they were the third seed. I think they were third seed or second, maybe second seed.
Margaretta number 1 seed.
Oh, they were the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Okay. So even though you may be the number 1 seed,
Yes.
that Margaretta's kind of in a situation like you. They're a small school competing against a lot bigger teams in that SBC.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that Coach Keller does a good job over there. I mean, it's you always try to win a game. That's where we went to. We want to try to win a game, and then we're going to see what happens after that.
That's all you can do.
Yep.
Win in advance, as they say. Win in advance.
True.
Okay. Well, listen, we appreciate you guys coming. We know that it's a busy time of the year for you guys. A little bit of a drive-in for you guys from New Washington, and appreciate you, squeezing your practices around this. And I know the girls played a game tonight. That's why we didn't have any players. And you might be
Right.
wondering why are there no players? They were supporting the program. The girls had a makeup game at Bellevue tonight, and the boys wanted to go watch them, and kudos to them.
Yeah, I'm glad they do. I'm glad they went and supported the girls.
Because it's not even a home game, right? It's at,
It's at Bellevue,
so
yeah.
they had to make a little road trip on Monday night. So good for them. Okay, so a special thanks to everyone here at our Pizza Hut in Bucyrus, including General Manager Crystal Stewart. She does a great job juggling this show. We appreciate all that she does. Our engineer here at Pizza Hut that came with us tonight, Cameron Moon, and camera operator and assistant Harper Boggs. Appreciate their help. Coming up this week on WQEL Sports, on Tuesday we have OSU men's basketball at 7:45. On Wednesday, we have Coach's Corner East at 7 p.m. It'll be on the Facebook page by 7 p.m. It actually was recorded at 6 p.m. at the Pizza Hut in Gallion, and Mike Sparks is the host of that. And by the way, I give a nod to Mike for filling in for me the last couple of weeks because we had basketball games on Monday night. And then on Wednesday, we have tournament action, girls tournament at Buckeye Central. They're hosting the Girls Division III tournament this year. And at 5:30, we will have Western Reserve and Upper Sandusky. And then following that game, at 7:30, we will have Milan Edison versus the Winford Royals. And Josh Stallings will have the play-by-play for both of those games. But we are jam-packed with basketball this week on the radio, and next week with tournament games, boys sectional start, girls districts. So stay tuned to WQL and WBCO, and you'll get a lot of high school basketball in the upcoming weeks. So on behalf of all of our guests from Bucyrus, Winford, and Buckeye Central, this is Dan Messerschmidt. Have a good evening, everyone.